Today, I'm going to be ranking countries based off of how powerful I think they are. As we know, countries vary in power. We have some countries that are crazily powerful and some, well, that are not so much. So in today's video, I'm going to be putting these countries in a tier list and ranking each one of them in their own category. We've got S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, and D tier. S obviously being the highest. So, without further ado, let's get right into the video. To rank these countries, we're going to be taking into account their allies, military strength, navy, the whole 9 yards. And we start things off with Wales. Wales is actually very, very underrated. They have allies with pretty much everyone. I mean, they're a part of the UK, and the UK's in NATO, and NATO is like the most powerful colony of things in the world. I actually don't know what countries aren't in NATO at the moment. There's like so many of them. However, if we're talking about 1v1s, Wales isn't insanely strong, so for me, I'm chucking Wales in A. I think that's quite a fair place to put them considering their allies. They're quite small though, and overall they're not unbelievable. Now moving on to Japan. Japan is unbelievably overpowered. You wouldn't think it, but Japan are like incredibly strong. Actually, I'm thinking of it now. I'm gonna go back on my word. Wales are going down to B. Sorry. Japan are just so strong, and the reason I've moved Wales down is because if it was a 1v1 versus Japan and Wales, I think Japan just sweep. So for that reason, and for that reason only, I'm going to be putting Japan in A tier. They may be on the low end of A tier, but still, they are so strong, they're like, they don't give up. I think there's a part of their culture that if they're in a war and they don't surrender, they have to chop their stomach out. That might have been back in the day, but still, they're A tier. Brazil. Now, Brazil is a tough one. Is it A or is it B? To be honest, I'm not too sure. Also, is it S? I feel like S is just for superpowers. This is gonna be tough. I think in a 1v1, Japan and Brazil, I think Brazil would win. But, again, alliances. Who has the better alliances? That is the question that needs to be answered. I don't know where to put Brazil. I'm gonna put Brazil in A tier though. They're quite strong. They'll beat Wales, let's be honest. Wales are only good because of their allies, but yeah. Ireland. I'm instantly gonna put this in C. Again, they're in NATO, they've got good allies, but in a 1v1 they're not overly good. So yeah, it's going in C. Canada is the next one up. Oh, Canada's strong, but it's not A tier strong. They're good, but they're not like wow good. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're not incredibly overpowered. I'm gonna put Canada in B tier. High end of B tier, maybe mid tier. Wales is on the low end of B. That may be subject to change at the end of this video because I do feel like I'm being a little bit generous, but yeah, Canada, B tier. It's okay, it's not phenomenal. It could be better due to its size, but you know, it's going B. And now we have our first S tier of this list. The United States of America. How can it not be S tier? It's the strongest army on the planet. They've got allies with everyone. They go S tier. They've got the most nukes, pretty second most. I think Russia have a bit more, but still, one nuke's enough, let's be real. Their navy's a joke, their military's a joke. Everything that America has is just good. And I'll be honest, I think America beats all 5 of these other countries on this list. Not even that difficult. I think they'll destroy them. But that's until the United Kingdom steps up. Now, hear me out. I firmly believe in my heart of hearts that the United Kingdom is S tier. I just dragged it and I dragged the wrong thing. That's very embarrassing. S tier. The United Kingdom, we're a joke. We're actually a joke. We're like 20 times smaller than America, but we're not that far away from them. We are so overpowered. And not to mention, our special forces are the best in the world by far. Like, it's not even close. Our special forces are unbelievable. So I think it's fair just to put us in S. I'm not being biased. I genuinely just believe we're an S tier army or military. Mexico. I think Mexico goes in B. I think it's below Canada in the military index, so it's going in B. Not really much else to say about it. It's okay. Scotland. I'm going to put Scotland in C, and I'm also moving Wales down to C as well. I mean, it's not a B tier country. I'm lying out my teeth. It's okay, but it's going in C. I mean, Wales, Scotland and Ireland all have great allies. However, they're not good enough for B or A, just because on their own, if they didn't have their allies, they'd be screwed. Iceland, D tier. They don't have a military. I don't even know why they're on this list. They're useless. I could run in with a water gun and spray a few policemen and I've taken the country over. They're D. That's what it is. They're D. I'm so sorry. Russia, S tier. Oh, let me change that around. They are high of S tier. I cannot lie. Russia would dunk on the UK. However, well, they wouldn't beat America, but still, they're S tier, second best military in the world. You can't really argue with it, let's be honest. Turkey. Turkey is another military that is absolutely fantastic, and I can't see myself putting it anywhere other than A. Turkey is a bit of a cheat code, I'm not going to lie. It sits firmly in A. They're so strong, they've got good connections. It's A. Portugal, Ronaldo's country. Portugal, they're okay, they're not phenomenal, they're quite a small country. I don't think it's worthy of a B tier, so I'm going to put it C. However, I'm going to put it the high end of a C tier. They're strong, they're not insanely strong. They're like 40th on the military index ratio thing, so they're going in C. The high end though, I'll respect them, but they need a bit more learning before they get to B. China. You know what I'm going to say, S tier. Again, Russia, China, US, the big three, they are S tier, no doubt in my mind. If you think otherwise, you're a bit stupid. S tier for China. San Marino, D. What? I don't even know why it's on this list. We now have Italy. I'm putting Italy in B. I think it's a fair shout. They're strong. They're not A tier strong, but they're also not C tier strong. However, I do think they're in the middle of B tier. They're strong. They're, again, not A tier, not C tier. So I think that's fair enough. North Macedonia, it's going in D. They're pretty useless. I don't even know, again, why they're here. They are useless. They're a bit like Iceland in a way. Switzerland for me, they're incredibly strong. They're borderline A tier strong. However, they aren't in that same category as Japan, Brazil, Turkey. I like Switzerland. You're going in B tier, just behind Italy. Spain. Now this one is difficult. It is strong. They are powerful. There's no denying that. However, they're 21st on the military index ratio board. And that for me just doesn't scream A tier. So therefore it's going high end B. Maybe just behind Canada. I do think Canada's a little bit stronger, but yeah, it's going high end B. Ukraine. Right, if you showed me this 2 years ago and told me where to put Ukraine, I would put them in B. However, the war they're in with Russia right now, they have done unbelievably. So, I don't want to disrespect them. I'm putting them in A tier at the bottom. They deserve it. They're holding their own. And wow, to be fair to them, they've done well. France. Now, I don't know where to put France. Is it S tier? Is it A tier? Let me know in the comments down below what you think. However, I'm putting France just behind... Oh, what have I done here? I'm putting France just behind Japan in A tier. They're strong. However, I just think Japan edges them a little bit. So... France is sitting in A tier. It could have been S tier because their like allies are a joke. Their land formation is unbelievably... Why am I stuttering so much this video? Their land formation is unbelievably good. Like, it's so hard to invade France. It's a joke. Okay, last but not least, we have Germany. If you showed me this 100 years ago, that'd be an S tier. But for now, I'm putting them high end of B. Including all of their allies and such. They're going high end of B. They don't deserve any higher. However, 100 years ago, they're an S tier because they were a joke. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up the video. Let me know where I messed up. Let me know where I did well. Subscribe. Bye.